Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Chobo Weekly. I'm your host, Colttarren, and joining me is the lovely Polar.
Hello, everybody. We're just going to go over things that happen throughout the week. Hopefully, this is a weekly thing. We'll do it every single Sunday. Time may be variant. We may do it a little bit earlier than this. But other than that, let us get started. Let me bring up the topics. So, we're going to start talking about the Chobo Team League standings and thoughts. And the first story of this week is how is Lit doing? Lit is the new team that has come to the league. I think their name stands for Lost in Translation. Is that true?
Yeah, that's correct.
So if we look at them, they're actually ranked third right now. They had a bye week the very first week. They won the second week. And
hmm
newsflash, even though it's already up on Wikipedia, they just beat Guns N' Roses 5-2. A very strong start for this new team.
Yeah, and speaking of Guns N' Roses, they had a few struggles the first few weeks, and now they're looking to come back. I'm looking forward to them having a bit of a Cinderella type story. Should be interesting to watch.
That is true. It has been close matches for them. They lost 5-2 to All In, which is kind of, but then they only lost 4-3 to Born Gosu, and two of those games were walkovers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they could definitely come back with a strong performance towards the second half of the season.
hmm Yeah, I think that as soon as they get a consistent lineup going, I very much think that they have the potential to turn the season around. Um,
Agreed.
yeah, and so we do have the Chobo Team League Week 3 results. Heard it here first, and so we can start getting into that. So the first result is that this week All Inspiration lost to Born Gosu 2-5, which I think is kind of what people expected because Allen's been having kind of a shaky season so far.
Again, they started off strong versus Guns N' Roses, but then they lost 6-1 for CT6. CT6 has come out of the gate
hmm
hot. I mean, they absolutely decimated the first two games, first 5-2 and then 6-1.
Yeah.
But they lost, and this is kind of coming out of nowhere. But Team Bears lost has turned it up this season and beat CT6, the number one team, 5-2.
Yeah. Craziness. The hype train maybe be stopped. It's been stalled for a little bit. Like, I
So
wonder if
Ray was defeated.
yeah.
Ray, I mean, it is early in the season, so like none of this stuff is set in stone. But technically, he's the number one player in Platinum right now.
Yeah.
With that ELO thanks to TB Ham,
Oh yeah.
1764. So pretty impressive win by who was it again? I want to say Flowski, but I know it's not. Oh, it is Flowski.
It was fluffy. Yeah. Just yeah, really strong showing from Bearslaws here, taking down the what I think were the favorites, judging by power rankings and how people were reacting to them this season so far.
I thought they were going to go undefeated. I was kind of nervous.
Yeah,
I
I
but
was. Yeah, go ahead.
but other than that, the only thing we haven't talked about was Team UR versus Paragon's Perfection. Very close week, four
Yep.
three. Intuition still remains undefeated in his ace match, defeating me 2-1. So good job by Intuition. And what's kind of sad is that Paragons of Perfection definitely had a chance, but they gave up a walkover to
hmm
Xilogh because they didn't have an eligible diamond. So kind of upsetting.
Yeah, it always sucks to see that. And also this week, Outset had the off week, so they'll be looking to come back, hopefully with a full roster and able to turn the season around. Hopefully, hopefully getting close to playoffs or making them this season. I would really
They
like to see
have
that.
they have gone off to a rocky start, but they have that one player Valkyrie who's just been winning games for them no matter what. So
That's very
Valkyrie,
true.
I'm rooting for you, man. Let's
Yeah.
see how you do versus Paragons of Perfection. And it's going to be exciting. Next week is actually the first week we get to see Masters, which is
Yeah.
kind of a what is it
Rarity.
a a rarity, but also what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word that is it's not liked. It's controversial. A very controversial
Yeah.
matchup. So that'll be fun. Next week we have Team Bear Sauce versus All Inspiration, Team Unrivaled versus Guns and Roaches, Outset versus Paragons of Perfection, and then Lit versus Born Gosu. I think Lit versus Born Gosu is probably most anticipated for me at least.
Yeah, I would
Like
agree.
relatively two new teams. I think Gosu was only a part of the last team too,
Mhm.
and they did pretty well. They fell off in the first week of the playoffs. They showed a strong regular
Yeah,
season.
they have a very good management. It seems like I always see them just playing. All the ones on my friends list I see are just always playing. Like I know they added a few strong diamonds this season, like Miss You or Barcode, depending on how you know him. Uh, and yeah, I think that yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. It should be good. It should be a good match. I think the others have fairly expected, if you will, outcomes, but I'm looking forward to some interesting matches.
What's going to be interesting is the Team UR versus Guns N' Roses because both teams kind of need to step it up. We're both longtime leaguers. I think both the joining in season two, and if you look at the standings right now, and just so you guys know, if you look at Wikipedia, the standings aren't adjusted for week three. But right now in season two, in week two, we're 7 and 8. So it's kind of the brawl of the baddies. No
Yeah,
offense to GNR or Team UR.
yeah, it should be some good matches.
Mm-hmm.
So next we're going to talk about the Chobo Star League. Just briefly recapping on the round of 16 groups, and then we do have the results for the initial matches of of those series. And
Which do I
so
actually want to start it off? Because I
yeah,
totally lost my thing.
here.
There we go. Got it.
So for Group A, Nosy Neighbor did forfeit to Narwhal because Nosy did not show up for his match time, which is unfortunate. I believe
Which
he
is
did.
really sad, too. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's
No, go
actually
ahead.
really sad because when I first saw Noisy Neighbor, I was just like, ah, average diamond. And then I believe did he top his group? He topped his group.
Well,
Oh,
he topped his group without playing a match.
he topped his group without playing a match.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of like, but then he also took a game off Intuition, which is
Mhm.
pretty good considering Intuition again is still the number one player in Diamond. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how he does, and I'm glad that he is actually like,
Yeah.
I'm glad he's making it far, but I want to see him play so bad.
I know. I really hope that this coming week he will. Well, I hate to say show up, but I really want to see him perform. I want to see how he practices for an individual tournament like this. The next result from Group A is Valkyrie beat Xilogh 2-1. I remember Xilogh talking about those matches and being surprised at how good Valkyrie is. I haven't actually seen him play or played against him, but he seems like he's very strong.
Again,
Which I
he's outset Hope. He's out
mhm,
like he's the only one who has shown up and played and won for outset.
yeah.
So I wouldn't mind also seeing him kind of make a deep run.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see. And then in Group B, we have Monk over Tech 4 2-0, which not to diss Tech 4, but I think that was expected because Monk is very, very strong. Recently promoted to Masters for second or third time, I think, after briefly being a Diamond, seemingly just sign up for CSL, then he's out of there.
And
The
then we
next,
had
yeah,
P Sosa versus I'm not even gonna say his name, Wob. We'll call him Wob. 2-1, which is kind of surprising because and I'm gonna talk about this a little bit later, but P Sosa is definitely one of the favorites in this tournament. So him dropping a game, I certainly didn't see that coming. It was in a ZVC. The last group he had, Group D, was all Z's. It was P Sosa, Sauce, Sidetail, and Ultralisk. And P Sosa cleaned that up with a quick 4-0. So him dropping him to Wob kind of proves that Wob is a strong opponent.
mm-hmm,
And now we get to see, and here's what's really exciting, is that Monk and P Sosa go against each other. Probably the two favorites of this tournament, meeting prematurely. Last time they met, I believe it was on Iron Fortress in HOTS, and I think P Sosa took the game. It was a CTL match, and I think P Sosa took the game with an all-in against Monk.
mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very interesting. I definitely want to watch these games, P Sosa versus Monk. But sadly,
I
it'll probably. You know what? I'll probably cast these games. I'll probably cast Group B, but we'll see.
Yeah. And in Group C, we have Sauce over Lumia 2-1. I'm not really familiar with either of those players in terms of knowing their play style. I've heard those names a lot though, so do you know anything?
Yeah, Lumia actually used to be a part of UR before you
Hmm.
came. He's very strong. Me and Lumia, out of like all the Legacy of the Void tournaments I've played, Lumia has been there half the time. Like we just always meet each other in tournaments. And I don't believe we've ever actually played each other.
Hmm.
Sauce is our fellow fifth admin. Rest in peace. He's still around.
Yeah,
So both two very strong diamond players. I wouldn't say the best of the best, but definitely strong, consistent diamond players.
for
And
sure.
then after that, we have Cruel versus Puddle. Both strong Zergs have both been around for a while. I
Yeah.
think Cruel made Diamond the last season of Heart of the Swarm,
Hmm.
and Puddle has just always been a Diamond, always been a consistent Diamond player. Both very strong, and he managed to take that 2-1. So good job, Puddle.
Yeah. Next in Group D, we have Beowulf over Spoom 2-0. I had the privilege of playing against Spoom, and he seemed very strong, but I'm also very bad. So that was a little surprising to me. I haven't seen Beowulf play in Legacy of the Void. I played him in HOTS, and both these players have actually beaten me in both expansions. So they're both pretty good. So those were probably very interesting games, even if it was a seeming stomp from Beowulf. Justin,
Beowulf is fun to watch because he, like Lumia, also used to be a part of UR, and he was kind of a mid gold player, and now he's diamond, and he's showing up hard. He's the
yeah,
CT6 ace. I think he might have dropped this week, but that's okay. We still love you, Bayo. He defeated Spoom, and before that, he beat Valkyrie, kind of outsets Hope, and he beat Skyhook. I don't know much about Skyhook, to be honest.
yeah, I don't
So
know.
it's fun to see people improve this much in the CTL. So good job, Behemoth. I'm rooting for you, man. And then after that, we had Raz versus Chimera, which is I TVM said it was a pseudo upset. I think it's definitely an upset. I might be biased. Raz is a part of UR, but he lost 2-1 to Chimera. Chimera, I believe, just made Masters again. Raz made Masters as well.
Hmm.
And the fact that Chimera beat Raz 2-1 is impressive because we call it Raz VZ because Raz is very, very good at ZVZ. He's one of the only Zergs that I know loves ZVZ. And for him to lose 2-1 is shocking to me at the very least. I don't know if people know Chimera and they were like, yeah, expected.
Yeah,
But
like
I was
without
surprised.
knowing, yeah, without knowing Chimera very well, I know that Raz has been putting in a lot of games and a lot of practice, and apparently Chimera just joined Rivals, so I guess he or she, I'm not actually sure, has been
He
really stepping it up in terms of how much they've been playing. So I'm sure that was kind of a battle of the titans for that group.
they're definitely the two favorites in that group. And actually, let's go over the favorites because I actually am wondering about this because obviously Monk and Pisosa I think are the obvious favorites for Group B
Hmm.
just because they're master players and they're both super good. And then
Yeah.
maybe Sauce. I think Sauce and Puddle are the favorites
Hmm.
for Group C. That's just my opinion. Cool and Lumia also very good players. I wouldn't doubt taking upset. Group D, I would say Raz and Chimera. But Group A, besides Valkyrie, I don't know who else would make it.
Yeah, I would look to see Xilogh practicing a lot for this coming week and coming out in second behind Valkyrie. But I also haven't seen Narwhal or Nosy actually play. I know that Narwhal has played some matches and obviously advanced out of round of 32. So that those should be some fun matches in Group A. But I don't think there's a very clear second favorite.
So I've seen Xylo. First, I'll say Nosy Neighbor again. Like I said earlier, I definitely want to see him play because that one game he took off Intuition, I think, could be a big deal. And I
Hmm.
actually watched that game because I had Intuition as opponent, and I'm trying to remember it. I think he won because Intuition went Oracles and he went Cyclones, and then he did a Cyclone Marine push and just kind of won off that.
Hmm.
Xylo, though, and I can talk bad about him because he's on our team and I love him to death. But Xylo is the player who doesn't play for months on ends and then just kind of beats you.
Yeah,
Dude doesn't he doesn't if you watch him stream, he barely uses Hoxie. He just boxes all his roaches, A moves into your base, and there's nothing you can do, and it's so annoying.
It's all you
But
need,
again, I
man.
love Xilogh. Like
Yeah.
very,
Well.
very good player. And he's
Yeah.
just a great dude. But he's been pretty inactive lately.
Hmm.
So while I hope to see him out of this group, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't.
Yeah, which is always unfortunate because he's a very skilled player, but real life, man, just takes you out.
Real life hits you. Narwhal though, I don't know too much about Narwhal. I actually wish I researched him more before this match. It seems like he beat Neo Surfer and then he beat Siegfried. But he lost. Oh, this is interesting. Siegfried beat Narwhal 2-1. And then Narwhal, in the very last match, in the decider match, beat Siegfried 2-1. So that's
Hmm.
two evenly played
Yeah,
players.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. That should be pretty cool to see. And
Yeah.
so,
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say Valkyrie Xilogh. You are pride. Make it
all
our
right.
record.
And so we do have the next week of round of 16 matches, and we'll go ahead and go through those and offer our predictions based on what little we know. Well, relatively little. So the first match, where the winner will advance, is Valkyrie versus Narwhal.
I
And
gotta go
so,
Valkyrie.
yeah, I'm gonna say
Gotta go.
Valkyrie. I'm gonna say Valkyrie 2-0. What do you uh,
Yeah.
what do you think for the
Uh,
score?
I don't know. Okay, so Narwhal beat Siegfried.
Hmm.
Out of the 6 games they played, he won 3.
Yeah,
But he lost to Lumia, I guess. I don't know. We have a ton of data from his ZVT matchup, so maybe if Valkyrie just studies him, then maybe he'll get through. And really, the only thing Narwhal has to go after
yeah,
is Valkyrie versus Beowulf, where Beowulf beat Valkyrie. So that's actually pretty telling. Oh wait, Valkyrie's plaid, isn't he?
yeah. He's plat, but I mean, preparation is key. Like some people, like Monk, for instance, was diamond for a while because he only played like 5 matches in the start of the season, just because he practiced a lot in custom games against higher ranked people. So like I wouldn't put his skill I wouldn't measure his skill solely on his rank. I think that especially in an individual league, if you prepare for your opponent enough, I think anyone could take a game off anyone or even a series.
Ooh, Narwhal is diamond though. That is interesting. I think. Ooh, my prediction still stands. I think Valkyrie will beat him, but I think now my prediction's an upset.
Mm.
Wow, good luck, Valkyrie.
Yeah, that should
I'm actually
be
gonna take a look. I want to see what kind of opponents Valkyrie actually played against
yeah.
in CTL. So he played
It's
against Ultralisk from Team Bearsofts and won that, and he's played against Vash, but Vash is a Protoss,
yeah,
that race. So yeah, okay. So Valkyrie, yeah, Valkyrie can totally show up. Valkyrie, man, I'm
yeah.
rooting for you. I'm sorry,
Hash,
Narwhal. I love
yeah.
you, but
Hashtag Year of Valkyrie, man. Let's go.
you're Valkyrie.
And so the next match where the winner will advance is Monk versus P Sosa. I think arguably match of the week here. They're
Yeah,
definitely a contender
totally.
because two very storied players and two very good players. I think either one could walk away from this. I think it will definitely come down to just how who has the better day. I think that on any given day, this match could go to either one.
So I think I've played Pisosa about 15 times.
Hmm.
I think that's true. I think we've played 15 times. But Pisosa is a player that can change up his playstyle so often. First time I played him, he went Swarm Host. Then later in that match, he went Mutas. And then, of course, I was Protoss back then, so it's kind of different for Terran. But I feel like that he has a lot of builds that he can nail consistently. While Monk is kind of the opposite. Monk only knows how to play standard. Monk kind of coached me against Intuition this week, and me and Colttarren kind of joked that like, oh, Monk always plays standard. Like Monk doesn't know how to play aggressive. He only plays standard. So I guess it's just really what style kind of works out more. Will be supposed to be able to adapt like the regular Zerg, or Is Monk just going to be the standard Terran player?
Yeah, and like you were saying, that's been Monk's bread and butter. He knows how to play standard, and he will do what he knows how to do so well. There's nothing you can do against it. He will drop you to pieces. He will out macro you while dropping you to pieces, and suddenly he has a maxed out army at your base, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Dude, you
Uh,
get 25 minutes into a game with Monk, he's got your number. It's
yeah,
over. Just tap mode.
yeah, it's pretty brutal. I'm gonna go ahead and be bold and predict. Well, I don't know if it's bold, but I'm gonna predict Monk 2-0 over Pisosa.
Dude, you gotta go for that UR Pride. I don't know though. Because again, last time they played, Pisosa did, I think, a Ling Bling all in, and he beat Monk, and Monk just wasn't prepared for it. And then we saw Monk lose in the,
Hmm.
I think it was semifinals of the CSL. It was either season 2 or 3, and it was against Nycro, and Nycro kind of played aggressive. So maybe the key to beat Monk is just, I'm sorry to giving away these secrets, but just to play aggressive versus them.
Yeah,
We actually have a straw poll out that TBM put out.
yeah. So right
Oh
now the
no, TBM
favorite,
already put out.
yeah, the favorite looks like we have 5 votes for Monk 2-0, 2 votes for Monk 2-1, and then one Pisosa fan saying Pisosa's going to take it 2-1.
Dude, it's
Very
not
interesting.
weird if P Sosa wins 2-1. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
think
think
it's
it's
weird
weird.
at all.
Yeah, I would not be surprised by either result. I think what is surprising is how much faith I guess people have in Monk to just dominate, because Monk is a force to be reckoned with, especially this season.
Ninkazi says, shout out to Ninkazi. Monk can be aggressive, he just doesn't prefer it. I've definitely been aggroed by Monk. That's interesting because
Yeah,
I don't know. Every single time I've played him, the only time he's ever been aggressive was to get to the late game. Like, like today, he used 8 adepts, but that wasn't his end game. Like, he was aggressive with his 8 adepts only so he could buy time for him to get his immortals, get his archons, and just kind of steamroll across the map.
yeah. I think he's very good. I think he has the potential to be very good at aggression, but he uses that aggression rather to end the game, to make it to where the game will keep going, but you have no way of winning it. I think he prefers to cripple than to just end because it's less risky. And I think at the end of the day, he just wants to be less risky and nice and safe.
Yeah, because again, like you said, that's his bread and butter. That's what he feels safe with.
Hmm.
Um, and
And
now I feel bad because
yeah,
now we got to talk about Tech 4 versus Wob, which, to be
well,
honest, Wob is still kind of a new player.
yeah,
So I don't have much to say about him. I'm sorry, Wob. I don't think he's
yeah,
played in any of the CTL matches lately. It is very. Oh, yep, he did. He played against DDL and he lost. But let's also remember that Razgriz played against DDL and he lost. And Razgriz is now Masters. So I don't think that says too much. I think that's
yeah,
mostly just says that DDL is just great.
yeah.
And Wob also lost to Amnesia against Guns N' Roaches, but that's Protoss.
Hmm.
So again, I no idea. And I
Yeah.
closed the stream, which is probably because I just asked Pisos a question. Um,
He said yes
so
after Masters Tourney in answer to your question.
oh my
And
gosh,
so
really?
the next match where the winner will advance is Sauce versus Puddle, which we'll have to see how that goes. I think that I know both these players are very old. Sauce has been dealing with some real life stuff, like a more demanding job, so he stepped down from being admin. So I wonder if that how much that affects his ability to practice for the CSL, which is obviously a second priority to real life. So I'm gonna go ahead and predict Puddle 2-0. I'm gonna say Puddle 2-0 over Sauce.
Dog, get out of here. Sauce is gonna beat this guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Sauce,
Okay.
I've known Sauce actually joined UR for a little bit, along with everybody else. I guess we're talking about.
Yeah.
But Sauce beat Sidetail and beat Ultralisk. He lost to Pisosa, but I mean Pisosa's Pisosa. But
Yeah.
Sauce actually played a few practice games against him. Dude's good. Dude's a consistent, strong diamond.
Yeah.
And I know Puddle is too, but the fact that I've seen Sauce play,
Hmm.
I'm gonna say Sauce. I'm gonna say Sauce Duo. I'm disagreeing with you, man.
Okay, that's fair enough. So the final match where the winner will advance is Beowulf versus Chimera. So, like we said, we know Beowulf has been very strong this season, a very consistent and strong diamond. Chimera, we don't really know, but he has been performing. So I think
No,
that this
I know Chimera. I
you
know
know
Chimera.
I don't know
Chimera's
Chimera.
gonna show up. I think Chimera. Oh, I think Beowulf's in
For a reckoning.
for a tough best of three. I think Chimera's gonna. I'm predicting Chimera 2-0. That's what I'll say.
Wow, I'm gonna say Chimera 2-1. As much as I love me some Beowulf, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 2-1 for Chimera. Love you, Beowulf. And
Yeah.
so
No,
the
no,
next,
no, no
okay?
fault against Bayo. Chimera's just that good. Again, I know Chimera has made Masters again, and now that he's working with a team like Rival Gaming, if anybody's like old enough to remember them,
I
they're
was I
very,
was on
very
them.
good.
I was on them.
Yeah, yeah, you know them.
Yeah, proud bronzy man. Got to represent. Went from rival to unrivaled. I just can't stay away.
Oh my
So
gosh, Rivals.
the first match where loser will be eliminated is Nosy Neighbor versus Xilogh, and like hopefully Nosy will play this match. I really want to see how he
Right?
does uh, versus an opponent like Xilogh who hasn't been as active as some other people are, but he's very consistent and he's very strong when he does play, which I think will be very interesting to see how that play style works out. Well, I say play style, more like a way of practicing, I guess.
It's funny. He used to be friends with a guy who was also on UR called Hydro, and Hydro was a Terran player. And both of them, like I said earlier, would take months breaks at a time, and then they would just come onto the team and be like, "Hey, I want to play practice games," and just poop all over everyone. I still haven't like beaten Hydra to this day. I was like Masters Protoss. He was a Diamond Terran, and he would just wreck me. I just could not beat him.
Yeah,
And Xylo was the same way. Like I don't know what they're taking in that neighborhood, but geez, they're so good.
yeah,
I don't
just
like
brutal.
it. And he doesn't use hotkey. Xylo doesn't. His hotkey usage is terrible, but he'll
It's
still beat you. It's so annoying.
as much as I love Xylo is one of the most infuriating people to lose to because you go into the match thinking, oh, he hasn't been playing too much this week. I've been laddering a lot, getting some practice games in. I think I can do this. And then he just wrecks you, wipes the floor with you, and then afterwards he's like, "Good games, man. We should play sometime." And it's like, wow, what happened? Whew, it's brutal. And we
Yeah,
already talked about Wobbs versus Tech 4. So the next
yeah.
match that we'll talk about is Cruel versus Lumia.
Great match.
Do you have some thoughts
Great
about
match.
that?
So I've always known about Lumia, but I found out Cruel because just one random night he invited me to a free for all, and
Mm-hmm.
we played. And the free for all, obviously, it was like 8 people. It took like 2 hours,
Yeah,
and I obviously won it,
of
but
course.
that was because I was Protoss and I mass carriers and nobody touched me. So, but Cruel easily, if there was like a ranking system, easily came in second in that free for all. And so after that, I kind of looked after him, and he was plat then, and almost immediately after that, he got promoted to diamond. And I've been kind of keeping an eye on him. I definitely think he's very, very good. Lumia though, he was gold when he joined UR, and the second he got that UR practice, of course, he almost immediately got diamond.
We call it a system, okay?
System, yeah. We actually just inject steroids and you become
Yeah,
diamond. It's a beautiful thing. But
raw Korean genes. Just we get them straight
yeah,
from innovation.
so both very, very strong. I think Cruel is probably the favorite in this matchup,
Okay,
but like by like 51%. Like it's 51-49 Lumia or
okay.
Cruel.
So what's your score? 2-1.
It's gonna be 2-1. I don't know which way, but I guess I'll say Cruel.
Okay.
No, no, actually, nope. Flip that around. I'm gonna say 2-1 Lumia.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's
I'm
that.
gonna
I don't
say
know. It's that close. I don't know.
it's
It's
I
2-1 though.
just because I've played against Cruel and I know how he prepares, I'm gonna say Cruel 2-1 over Lumia. And apparently Lumia did beat Miss You this week, so that could be a testament to how
Really?
strong Lumia is.
I don't think that's true. He beat?
Well, that's what TBHam's saying in chat. I don't know, man. I'm just saying what the information's given to me. Okay, I follow the
Wow.
rules.
That is insanely impressive. That is insanely impressive.
And the final match for where the loser will be eliminated from the CSL is Raz versus Spoon. Raz has been super strong this season. Has been consistently preparing for his matches, getting practice games in, laddering hard. And Spoon, I believe, did he lose in the same matchup? No, he lost in. Wait, what match did he play last week? What matchup? I'm stupid.
Raz?
No, Spoon. I'm stupid and can't read.
Uh,
Wait, Beowulf is
wait,
Z
last week in the
in
CSL?
CSL. What
He
race
played
is
against
Beo?
you.
CSL. He didn't play against me. Last group
Oh,
stage.
oh,
He did.
last week he played
Last week.
Bayo 2-0.
What race is Beo? I don't know what
Sir,
race he plays. I only cast with him. Okay.
come on, dude. No, you
I
can't.
only cast with him. I don't talk to him.
Nice, sir.
Come on now. Love you, Beo. And so I'm gonna go ahead and say Raz 2-0 over Spoon.
Yeah,
Like,
Spoon's a very nice guy. I've had the pleasure of playing with Spoon, I think, twice now in best of threes. And very nice guy. And I know he has trouble versus Protoss.
mhm.
He was a mech player in Heart of the Swarm. I would like to know if he's a mech player still. That'd be interesting. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know if
don't
he's
know.
watching, but he kind of tries to mech by TB Ham. I mean, I always thought that was kind of a cool moment because there wasn't that many mech players in the CTL.
Hmm.
The only ones that come up to my mind right now is Doc and Metalcore, obviously Couchy, but really only those three, and then you had Spoon.
Yeah,
So it would be fun to see him mech against Raz, but again, Raz is Masters. Raz is super strong. Raz is super good. Like,
yeah,
not only, guys, surprise, Raz isn't only good in ZVZ, he's actually really good in all of the matchups.
yeah. Raz is Raz, man. That's all you had to say.
Razzy Raz.
Razzy Razgriz. You know how it is.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So next up on the topic list is the no name weeklies that TB Ham so graciously has been putting on, and Bale Wolf have been putting it on our back and casting. You know how it goes. Actually, there was different casters for week one, but I don't know who they are. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you. So we're just gonna briefly go over the results of that and just if how that's gonna reflect going into the week where Masters players will be playing for the first, well, not the first time, but the first time in an official set, I think, other than wildcard in the fast. So for week one, we did see Picker take it out over Nextlux 2-0 in the finals because they decided not to do a best of five.
Picker's funny. Picker's just a funny kid because he was, I think, like I think he was gold when he joined UR.
Mm-hmm.
And then became plat. And he was plat for like 2 weeks. And then he became diamond. And then he like instantly became masters. And he says his inspiration is no regret. Hint, hint, if you know no regret. Follows that playstyle very kindly. And dude, does he follow like he
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but his playstyle is perfect. Like when he all ins you hard and fast.
Yeah.
I've played him a few times, and okay, here's the story. When I first started to play him, I would beat Picker 100% of the time. It honestly wasn't even close.
Okay.
And then he proxy hatched me one game, and he beat me, and I was like, oh, okay, he's pretty good. Okay, like I get it. Then I took like a break, and then he came back, and now when I play him, there's always like a X amount of links in my mineral line, and I just can't get rid of them. It's so annoying. God, I hate playing against Picker. Very nice person, but God, I hate playing against him. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, easily matches. Will beat me 99% of the time. Like now he'll just waffle stomp me. And so it's no surprise that he took this week. He actually
yeah,
beat Monk 2-1 in the
yeah.
very first like if you asked me, I would have bet $100 that Monk would have beaten Picker. But
Oh
no,
yeah,
Picker just won. And then he proceeded to just destroy every other opponent.
yeah. And he beat Ninkazi as well, which inspired Ninkazi to I think put in a little more effort because he said the fabled words "I will never lose to you again," which, as you know, once that is said, you can never lose on stream
Yeah.
again. So
God bless you, Ninkasi.
So yeah, Picker took that by winning over Shia LaBeouf, which I believe is Yeezus. Well, one over him. Actually, no, that wasn't played. So yeah, He started off by beating Monk 2-1. Then Nexlux actually beat him in round two of that week.
DPZ.
And so then Revenge of the Picker. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's week one. There have been two more. So in week two, we saw Team Listel take it 3-1 over Monk, which I think is interesting because Listel hasn't competed since and didn't compete before that. And he beast moded this entire tournament. He beat Yellow Sky 2-0, he beat Picker 2-0, he beat Blaze 2-0, and then beat Monk 3-1 in the grand finals.
I'm
Crazy dominant performance.
Listel is yeah, he's Zerg. Okay, yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
he's been around since Brood War. Like he was on a team with Monk on NRG, I believe.
Wait,
Uh,
really?
yeah, like they go way back those two, which is why it's kind of funny that they met up in the finals. They had no idea that the other was even competing. So that was nice to get that little reunion in there.
Wow.
But yeah,
And
I
I've heard Monk's TVZ is pretty formidable too. I was talking to Koali, if you guys remember him. He used to be admin. But
yeah
what I've heard from Monk's TVZ is that he just builds a ton of liberators, zones the maps out, and just it's just a war of attrition at that point.
yeah
So good job by Listo for overcoming that.
yeah, and I'm not saying I know anything because I don't know anything because I'm not a part of Lit, but he may or may not make an appearance this week. I don't know. Could
Ooh,
be interesting.
foreshadowing.
Maybe not. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know anything. So then for week three, we saw Monk finally get what he's been searching for. Finally got that win over
Finally.
Nikazi. He's been waiting and waiting, and then he finally got it. He won that tournament. He got a bye into the semifinals. He beat Ninkazi 2-1, then beat Nexlux 2-0, and then beat Ninkazi again 3-1 in the finals. Those games were crazy.
So
Crazy,
I
crazy.
haven't keeping good track. I used to keep very close track of Ninkazi in Heart of the Swarm.
Well, you two were like rivals, weren't you?
I don't know if we were rivals. We just met up met up a couple times. But I used to keep. I haven't kept track across him and Legacy of the Wood. But I have to say, Ninkazi's work ethic is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely insane, dude. I wish he streamed more because I know he's playing a ton of games. He's a ladder fiend. He can't
Yeah.
stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. So I really wish he would stream more.
Yeah.
So just a shout out to Ninkazi.
Have you seen what his division is? It has so many crazy people.
Really?
Yeah, like just ridiculous. Like God, I don't even know if I have the picture anymore. He sent a picture to Picker and I, but I don't know if I still have it. It
Does he
has
have like
just
famous people?
yeah,
Not
like just
famous, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah, famous to be High Master, but not quite GM.
Wow, that's impressive. Because I know he's really, really good mechanically, and he's really good build order wise. I think it might be his late game that might be lacking a little bit. I don't
Oh,
know
here
though,
it
because
is. I
again,
have
the
it.
last time I played him was in Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, he has just like some really crazy people. Like he has Psy Storms in YK, and like he just has a really active group. I'm not sure that they're really the most
Oh yeah,
famous people.
he's run amok.
He has Blinky from Team Ascension's competitive team, and then some people from
This
Cloud M, and like
thank you.
he's ranked 9 with over 1,000 points, which is crazy because I think Blaze is rank 7 with like 700 or something like that. He's ridiculous.
Blaze is also a workhorse. Like he
Yeah,
can put in work.
yeah.
Yeah,
When
he's already played like 300 games. Yeah,
hmm
good job, Ninkazi. Really big shout out to Ninkazi.
yeah,
And
maybe if he yeah, go ahead.
I actually think Blaze too. Yeah, Blaze has 375 games. Blake is also a regular participant in the CTL and No Name,
Hmm.
and both of them are just workhorses. Both of them just grind out games, which is really really impressive. I have 1/10 the games that both Ninkazi and Blaze has, so props to them.
Yeah, and actually every no name weekly that both players have competed in, they have met up at some point. So kind of a little bit of a rivalry there. I guess just kind of meeting up a few times. And yeah, so yeah, I think that's just about it,
Definitely shout out
right?
to TBM for starting that up, and I believe there's a cash prize too, $5. So if
Oh,
you're a Masters
yeah,
and you're interested in, dude,
yeah. If you're Masters Wednesdays at a time, I'm not I forget when that time is.
a time at a certain time, it's
At
secret.
9 p.m. EST, you can come in, compete for some cash, get casted by some amazing people that I happen to know firsthand, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Has some fun matches, and get casted. Good practice, good exposure, and it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's always fun to compete. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of why we play Starcraft, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
It's just to compete. God, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. I think that's a part of a song. But I think
yeah,
Wu-Tang Clan.
dude, Wu Tang for life. You know how it is. And so yeah, special thank you to Team Lit's Oblivion. Wow, TV Ham with the cam on stream, but not telling me
Oh,
it's
we got
us. I see how it
Ella.
is. Ella the
We got
pup,
Ella. Ella's straight up chilling.
man, dude. Ella loves StarCraft almost as much as TV Ham does. Yo, TV Ham, you should like unmute your mic and we can like talk to you, dude. That'd be great.
What are
The
your
dream.
thoughts on this season?
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Mister Admin?
Dog's name is
It's Forte.
Forte.
Jesus,
What
boy.
happened to Ella? What'd you do to Ella?
But yeah. Again,
Oh,
special thank you to Oblivion for making all these sexy graphics. You can go follow SD2 Lit Esports on Twitter. You can also follow Team Unrivaled on Twitter if you want to be
follow
awesome.
Chobo Team League on Twitter,
And
and
follow the Turbo Team League.
we
Yeah,
are all following them.
yeah.
206 followers.
Everyone is awesome. So, TB Ham, do you wanna come join us or TB Ham has literally
Nope.
no
Quickly shouted no. I know he likes to do that and muted so you guys don't get to hear, but you said no pretty quickly.
zero hesitation
But
from me.
I don't
He's
know.
literally never had a dog named Ella. You're just a horrible friend.
Wait, seriously?
You were so
Follow
confident.
Liquid Wet. Follow Liquid Red. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Also follow No Regret. He's a
No
cool dude.
regret. If you want to know how Picker plays, follow No Regret. I'm sorry, Picker. I'm letting out all your secrets. We kind of have 15 minutes left, but are we just maybe we'll just end the first week early? I don't know. Unless
Yeah.
I don't know, Chad. Do you want us to talk about anything?
Yeah.
So
Chat. Do you have anything? Anything that y'all want to talk about? Want us to talk about?
sure. Oh, the stream delay is weak.
Yeah. Stream.
Stream delay is weak.
Yeah.
I
So if
guess
people
overall, what do you? I mean, just between us, what do you think about? I think the most surprising thing of this season so far is that CJ6 was beaten by Bearslaws. All right,
yeah.
Bearslaws, you got to level with me here. I never saw you guys being at the top of the league ever. I'm
Yeah.
sorry for saying that, but oh my gosh, did you guys turn up?
Yeah, they are. I wonder if it's merging with Formless that did it for them.
That's what happened
I don't know.
because
Yeah,
Formless. I remember saying this in season. It was either 7 or 8 that I was waiting for Formless's breakout season.
Hmm.
And now that the fact that they've joined up with Verisoft, it's kind of like the whole is the more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they've
it's
done
crazy.
so hard.
And so one
Verisoft's
other,
one of that gigabits. I'm just as surprised as you.
so for people wondering why they're spamming toaster in the chat from all the lit people, it's because last night Picker and I were hanging out. Someone, someone mentioned a certain caster on lit said something a bit uncalled for about UR, and it devolved into a battle of the memes, to say the least. And that's all you need to know. It was horrible. It happened, and it's over now. And so, also speaking of lit, like their first season, they have a really strong showing so far, and looking like it's only going to get stronger
Yeah.
from here.
They won. They're in place number 3. How'd they do in week 3?
In
Yeah,
week
they
three,
beat
they
Guns
won
N'
five two,
Roses 5-3. 5-2,
5
5-2.
2.
Which is, yeah, so they're only going to go up. So what
Yeah,
is it now? Team Bearsaw, CT6, and then Lit? Alright,
looks like
I know this is a common feeling, but I know people hate it when a new team does well. Like, you didn't earn this. You can't come in and take our house.
yeah. I
But
mean,
no,
they'll
it's
be
true. All
yeah,
3 of them are doing absolutely wonderful, and the rest of us are kind of lagging behind.
yeah. Like I think we'll see lit doing really well until they hit because they haven't hit really any really big names yet in terms of how they're performing this season. I mean, week 2 they played against who? I'm bad and don't have that up. Who do they play
Week
against week
2, they
2?
play against Para OP, and they won 4-3, but they got 2
Like,
walkovers.
yeah,
Oh,
I would.
but Solus beat DDL. Good job for Solus.
I don't know who
Dang.
either of those people are. I'll be real.
I I I know DDL is super duper strong. He's the one who beat Raz. So
Oh
good job
wow.
for Solus. But Noisy Neighbor is also the person who took a game off Intuition. Intuition again, best
Yeah,
player so far, best player in the CTL for diamonds and below.
yeah. I think. So they played against them, and then week 2 they played against, or week 3, I guess they played against Guns N' Roaches, who has kind of been struggling. Like I said, I want them to
But
do better, and I think they will. But
every single game was played besides the Ace second
yeah,
match. But other than
exactly.
that, all regular matches were played, and they showed up. Amnesia and Exothermic won for Guns N' Roses. Exothermic is a very good platinum player, so I'm not surprised that he
Yeah.
won. Amnesia, I would say, kind of a no name, but
Hmm.
he beat Lost Vulture, so he's making a name for himself so far.
Yeah.
Did he play in week 1 or week 2 at
I'm not.
all?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. So, hey man, starting to make a
Yeah.
name for himself. Oh no, he did. He beat Wob. He beat Wob.
Oh, okay.
And so, dude, yeah, dude's
Oh, and
pretty good.
Exothermic got diamond apparently, so congrats to him. Special shout out.
Oh yeah. Congrats to EXO.
Yeah.
EXO for Instagram. Congrats to him. Yeah, definitely.
So this coming week, just to give a brief preview of the matches for CTL, we will have, if my screen will load and actually scroll, we have All Inspiration versus Bear Sloths. What are your thoughts on that? I'm predicting Bear Sloths are gonna have a field day. No offense
Yo,
to All Inspiration,
if
I love
you
you.
hit me up on any other season, I would say all inspiration is going to steamroll over Bear Sloss. But yeah, no, this season I'm going to say that Bear Sloss will probably take it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, all inspiration. I believe Nexlux is still on all inspiration, so that Masters match might just go to him.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'll say Bear Sloss takes it.
Yeah. And so the next match is Born Gosu versus Lit. Born Gosu, they've been doing decent this season, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think
Yeah, yeah, they've been
they're
doing all right. They haven't been doing the best. I believe they lost to Para OP. Yeah, they lost to
yeah.
Para OP, beat GNR, and then they beat All In.
So
So
they're
them
two
going
one.
against Lit, but the problem is, dude, Lit's too strong.
Yeah, Lit is on fire, and Lit, especially if they hypothetically put Listel in their masters, I think that they will have Born Ghost will have a very hard time finding a masters that can beat Listel or any other potential masters they put in, because I actually no Born Ghost players competed in the week that Listel had his field day and no name weekly. So that'll be an interesting matchup for sure. I'm
Dude,
gonna predict Lit taking that with some score.
yeah, they also got to put Solus in that ace match. Please
Oh
make
yeah,
Solus your ace player. I mean, I don't know. We're not giving away secrets. I think
yeah.
matches should already kind of be in
Well,
by
I
now.
mean, really, we don't know anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But dude, Solus beat DDL. He also beat Cactus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I see Solus making a very strong presence in this season. So I
TBM,
would
are
definitely
we allowed to? Are we allowed to do that?
do
Are we allowed
what?
to load them up? Is that allowed? He said Polar can literally load up all the
So
lineups. And I was like,
I
is that
mean, am
allowed?
I a? The problem is I doubt. All right, I have little faith in the captains that they
Wow.
got all. I'll say it. They know. I love you all, captains. I'm very very happy that you did this. But if they have the lineups in, I'll be willing to. I'll be willing to say that they.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So the next match, we'll just continue on until TBM
Yeah.
decides to talk to us. The
Well,
next
I'm
match.
looking up the matches right now to be completely honest.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
So the
only gonna
next
say.
match will be Team Unrivaled versus Team Guns and Roaches. Completely unbiased. I think, judging by the seasons these two have been happening, I think UR will take it. Just I would really like to see Guns N' Roses have a strong showing and fight back against the kind of slump they've been in. But I definitely think that you are, especially with Masters players, it will probably be Ninkazi in the Guns N' Roses one. I'm not positive. Yeah, I think that the Masters player that Unrivaled is fielding has had historically done pretty well. So we'll see how that goes. Do you have any thoughts on that other than you are taking it?
I just gotta say that nobody has submitted lineups for week 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, TBM, but I don't believe anybody has put in lineups for week 4, unless I'm looking at the wrong thing. But for Team UR versus Guns N' Roaches, obviously we're biased.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it is gotta happen. I'm gonna say Team UR, but also Guns N' Roaches, kind of long-standing enemies. I mean, we've been around since season 2, so we've had 9 seasons together.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say UR is gonna take this one. I just believe they've been strong this season. I don't
Mhm.
think Guns N' Roaches have yet to put out a lineup that I'm truly afraid of.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Agreed. And so the final match is Outset versus Para OP. Every lineup is apparently in except for Outset because
or
you're
is
high.
high. False, false on the other one.
So
Until lineup, I don't. I'm
so
looking at the wrong thing actually.
Outset, like we've said, they've had a problem. So getting a full lineup, which is always unfortunate. Hopefully they can get that fixed this
Yep.
week. They Para OP has been fairly strong. They haven't been getting the results I think they would want. Like they've had a few very close weeks. Like they had a very close week against UR this week, and yeah. So there's that. I think that Para OP will definitely take this match. But if Outset can field a full lineup, I would really like to see them take this back and prove me wrong. I would love to see Outset perform well.
Yeah, they do have strong people like Valkyrie. I think Chimera is technically still part of that, so he could play in the set. But I don't know. You got intuition and like I don't know. Parop is pretty good. I
Yeah.
technically do have the lineup. Yeah, I have the lineups.
Okay. You want to talk about
So
that? Whoa.
Colt,
Jesus
tell me
Christ, your
which
mic
team
is
do you want
dying.
to see? My mic is dying.
Okay, your mic is dying. Okay, now you're back. Welcome back, dude. You
Welcome
turned into
back.
like a demon. I don't know.
So
That was terrifying.
tell me what matchup you guys want to see.
Yeah, what matchup do you guys Wait,
I
okay, hold
meant
on.
you,
What
Colt.
Masters Oh, okay. You tell
You
me. So
guys, you
let's
want me to go over
what
the
Masters
Masters
is
matchups? So
Yeah,
let's see
yeah,
all
let's
in
just do
versus Bear
Masters.
Sauce. All in versus Bear Sauce.
Okay.
All right. So heard it here first, folks. Let me just make sure I have everything because I don't want to. Okay, so we have Bjorn for Team Bear Sauce versus Shadever.
Okay.
On Central Protocol, it's going to be a ZVP. I think Shadever takes it. I know pretty little
Shedevra's the
about
Z.
Bjorn. Shadever's the P. and I
Okay.
think he's gonna take it. Yeah, I think Shinobu's gonna take it. I don't know much
I don't
about
know,
Bjorn,
man.
but
Central Protocol is a pretty garbage map. To
it
like,
is a it
I would,
is a pretty bad. I hate,
and
but
I'm not
also
saying that just because I got destroyed on it week one.
what's
Not just
also
saying.
interesting is that we have Lumia versus Mr. Hyde,
Hmm.
which I think is going to be a great matchup. That's a TVZ, Lumia T, Mr. Hyde Z. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful matchup. It's going to be on Orbital Shipyard. I don't know who's going to
Hmm.
take that one. That is very, very interesting. And then
Yeah,
we
that would be.
have what's also interesting is we have Neo Surfer versus Flowski, which I think Flowski might take. It's going to be a
Hmm.
TBT. Yeah, that's actually going to be an interesting matchup. I think if All In shows up, they could give Team Bearsoft a run for their money. I don't think that's
That
an outrageous thing to say.
that would be very. I would very much like to see that. I love All In. I would like. Yeah, should be a really fun match to watch. So the next one, Born Gosu versus Lit. Who are their masters? Who are the interesting matches? Uh,
So
yeah.
Born Ghost's master is no surprise Shia LaBeouf uses
Hmm.
obviously, and then Lost in Translation is Listles. So we're gonna have a PVZ on Central Protocol. That's also a very fun matchup. I think
Hmm.
Listel is the favorite here, but I mean, he's Yeezy, baby. So
I
Yeezus
mean,
could come
list
back.
if it's any representation, Shia LaBeouf did lose 2-0 to Ninkazi in the one Masters Weekly he competed in, who and Ninkazi is the very same that got beat. No, actually, he didn't compete. Never mind. But Listel did beat all the people that have beaten Ninkazi and have beaten Shia LaBeouf. So I very much think Listel is the favorite in that matchup.
Oh, this is fun too. The ace match is Solus
Hmm.
versus Narwhal.
Ooh,
And I think
that's
that's good
interesting.
because Solus is extremely good in the CTL and Solus is extremely good in the CSL. So that's going to be a very fun matchup for the ace matchup.
Yeah,
Um,
should be
wow, they put out very strong lineups.
should
Wow,
be
I
some
wish
good
I could.
matches.
Yeah,
I wish I had a
Narwhal.
visual, but I'm just
I'm
rolling.
so sorry. I'm reading this off an Excel document. It's kind of hard to follow.
Okay, no, you good, you good.
But that is a ZVZ Narwhal versus Solus, and honestly, a ZVZ on Lorelei Crest is the best matchup you're going to get on Lorelei Crest because I believe that's pretty Zerg favored,
Hmm.
just the way the naturals are set up.
Yeah,
So that's fair. And then for Team Unrivaled versus Guns N' Roaches, it's the one and only Picker versus Ninkazi, which I also am gonna love to see.
man, that's
Oh,
gonna be a
Picker
grudge
versus
match of the
Ninkazi.
ages.
I think Picker's
Oh,
favored, but dude, Ninkazi, dude, come on,
dude, Ninkazi
Ninkazi,
has a
show
bone
up.
to pick. He has a bone to pick because he said those fabled words, man. I will never lose to you
I
again,
will never lose you
ever,
again.
never lose to you again. So now, like, he has to put his money where his mouth is. He did say that about afterwards. He said that about
Well,
Nexlux and
come
Picker.
on. I don't know
He
if they
said
even heard TBM right there, but he said that about
uh,
Nexus not Picker. I guess that's
he
what
did
TBM
say
said. I'm not
when
sure.
I talked to
I
him,
will
he
never
said
lose
I
to
will
TBM.
never lose to. He said I will never lose to people like Nexlux or Picker again. He did only say that in game to Nexlux. TB Hammer
I'm
said.
saying that's match of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
definitely.
saying
That's match of the week.
Icarus Ninkazi. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so
That's
excited.
we might have to cast that.
Yeah, I'd be down. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I talked to Pisos earlier, and I know Monk's gonna be cool with this because Monk's just a chill dude. Is
yeah. You
that
want to cast that?
hopefully I will be casting. Cool, if you're down, I'll cast Pisos versus Monk and Picker versus Ninkazi.
Sure, totally.
But also,
Yeah.
no,
So,
that'll be it.
any other interesting matches in that one?
Uh, for Team UR versus Guns N' Roses,
Yeah.
the ace match will be played by me versus Trip, so that's going to be P and R VZ on Larilat Crest, and
Okay.
I do not like Cobalt for putting me on Larilat Crest and Central Protocol 2 weeks in. Come on, Kobo.
Hey man,
Come on.
you can perform, all right? You
Um,
got this. What's their plat out of curiosity?
we have
Not that
two
I'm
plats. Oh,
invested.
I mean, we might have Colttarren P versus the Terran Lightning, and then also we have Revolution versus Death Angels.
That should be some fun matches. I have no idea who their plats are.
But we were
Never
talking
heard of
about
them.
Xilogh earlier. Oh, this is kind of cool. We have Xilogh playing in On Orbital versus QuakeCom. QuakeCom is another Zerg that has just been always around and always been consistently performing. I believe last season QuakeCom QuakeCom was very, very good on Guns N' Roses. He was consistently put in the lineup and he consistently performed.
Yeah, yeah. I
So that's
mean,
also going to be a very good matchup. I'm excited to see that one.
yeah. This should be a really fun week, especially given the history that these two teams have, and that Ninkasi and Picker have. I mean,
So
can't gotta back it up.
we would go into more detail about the outset versus
Para
I'm sorry,
OP.
Pair OP, but
We don't have
sadly
a
we
lot.
don't have the complete details for that.
And
Um,
then CT6 gets an off week immediately after a loss, which honestly I think that's a good thing. I think it can be very damaging to people who have to play immediately after either losing a set or losing a whole week, especially if you lose one that's close, which I don't think theirs was. But like losing a set and going into another week, especially if it's the same matchup or something similar to that, can be very mentally draining for players. So I think it's very opportunistic for them that they have very
yeah,
good timing that they
totally.
have an off week after this.
Yeah, they get a time to regroup, and I
Mm-hmm.
know because of my godly admin powers that they hold practices. I have no doubt they'll be talking about this loss and how they'll never feel that feels again.
Yeah, the fire under them. Gotta.
Yeah, and then the week after that they go against Paragons of Perfection, so they definitely need to put in work. So good job. And that's it, folks. That's all
Yeah,
we have. Thank you for tuning in to the Chobo Weekly. And I also believe Colttarren wants to thank somebody for making the graphics because
yeah.
I actually forget their names. I'm so sorry.
So special thank you to Oblivion of Team Lit for making all these sexy, sexy graphics and for doing it free of charge, which is really awesome. Thank you to TB Ham for hosting the stream for us and doing all of the straw poll and all of the transitions we need. And thank you to all of you for tuning in and making this awesome. We will be back next week at the same time. If that
Sam,
changes, let you know.
maybe earlier,
Same ish
possibly
time. Uh,
about max 2 hours earlier.
yeah, going a
Probably,
little robot-y.
yeah.
Uh, and
So,
so, if you're tuning in and you don't know who we are, uh, we're part of the Chobo Team League, which you can go and join at choboteamleague.com. You can join one of our many awesome teams, especially Team Unrivaled. I hear they're really cool. Or Team Lit, because they make really good graphics. You know, one or the other. Others are cool too.
oh
Uh,
yeah, and the other ones, of course.
yeah. And so, thank you. I've been Colttarren.
I'm Polar.
He-
It's out.
Peace.
Found this from the start. I'd be the queen of your heart, the queen of your heart.